It's winter again in Australia, and after the staggering success of my last water heating video, I've decided it's time to try and tackle that project again. Now, what failed me last time is the use of these solar heating mats, not so good in winter when the sun makes an appearance for about 2 to 3 hours a day low on the horizon. Really not much good. So I've decided this time we're going to try and use the tried and true method that has powered humanity for thousands of years. Fire! I've acquired this slow combustion stove, which originally lived in somebody's home and looked a little bit less like this and a little bit more like this. But it'll work for our purposes, and it looks like somebody's already tried to do a water heating conversion on this before, but whatever those pipes ran to isn't there anymore. So for now, I'm going to pillage this old project and steal the annealed copper tubes from inside. Now I've got to go up the hill and get my water pump back, which was repurposed as a water tank level monitoring system. Come on, little buddy, just gonna relocate you. There we go. Have you ever met a spider that's happy to just climb onto the stick? Alright, time to get this all wired in. So this is the setup. The pump takes the cold water out the bottom of the tank, returns the hot water to the bottom of the tank, so that convection can carry the heat up to the top. We will be monitoring the temperature in 3 different locations to track our progress. So that's how it looks on paper, and here's how it looks in reality. The flexible black pipes you can see are rated for a maximum 80 degrees Celsius, so as long as my pump doesn't stop, they shouldn't explode. Okay, let's have a look at the chart we're going to use to track our progress. The blue line indicates the temperature of the water in the tank in degrees Celsius. The red line indicates the temperature of the water heading to the fire, and the green line shows the temperature of the water coming back from the fire. Alright, let's get started. What just happened? It looks like the pump stopped for some reason and the water reached 100 degrees and blew a hole in the pipe. So I'll get that fixed up and we'll continue. I stopped tending the fire around 9 PM and let it burn out slowly, having raised the water temperature from 7 to 35 degrees Celsius. So that worked kind of alright, not as efficient as it could have been. It took me maybe 6 to 8 hours to raise the water temperature 25 degrees. Definitely need to work on that efficiency. And the temperature has continued to plummet with a sub-zero night last night, and subsequently I have no water pressure because my pipes are frozen. So while all that ice melts away, I'm going to build a more efficient heat exchanger so we can capture more of that thermal energy. As you can see here, my solder is not adhering to the copper very well. That's because I didn't prepare it correctly by sanding it, cleaning it, and flux coating it first. I get the hang of it later on. Alright, the new heat exchanger is in, it doesn't have any leaks, so let's get the fire started. Well, I don't think it has any leaks. I think this is just condensation water as the hot air in the fireplace touches the cold pipes. That's why the droplets are uniformly distributed. So fingers crossed, as the water in the pipes heats up, this problem goes away. We'll find out. Now let's bring back that bossa nova and crunch some numbers. Alright, now we can compare the performance between the two tests. In test number 1 with the annealed copper coil, we were able to increase the water temperature by 4.5 degrees Celsius per hour while the fire was attended. In test number 2, we achieved 6 degrees Celsius per hour. But I think we can do a little bit better. The problem with the slow combustion heater or slow combustion stove is in the name, slow combustion. It achieves this by limiting the draft and oxygen supply to the fuel so that it can release the thermal energy over a longer period of time. But I don't have that kind of patience, so let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. I've drilled 3 14mm holes in the bottom of the firebox, removed the original base and placed the heater on top of an I-beam. I've crafted 2 precision timber blocks to make an almost airtight seal underneath the heater, and connected to that an electric blower that's going to create a powerful draft up through the bottom of the firebox. No more slow combustion. Now that's more like it, and with the extra draft it can now burn coal very happily. With these minor alterations, it's now producing 10 degrees Celsius per hour in my water tank. The coal fire also doesn't produce as much charcoal or ash as the wood, and doesn't need to be serviced as often. I'd say this was a big success. Now, why were we doing this in the first place?
There's no hot shower.
Ah, that's right. Well, there is now. And that's about it for this project. Find the uncensored version on my Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.